prosperity, I claim it. Abundance is mine. Love flows through me. I feel joy all the time. I can have it. I deserve it. I claim it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I claim it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. It is mine. Peace fills my heart. I surrender everything. Health is my birthright. Passion helps me sing. I can have it. I deserve it. I claim it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. And it is mine. Prosperity, I claim it. Abundance, it is mine. Love flows through me. I feel joy all the time. I can have it. I claim it. I deserve it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. It is mine. Peace fills my heart. I surrender everything. Health is my birthright. Passion helps me sing. Passion helps me sing. Passion helps me sing. I can have it. I deserve it. I claim it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. It's my time. Who feels like standing up and saying this? We're going to mean it this morning. If you really want to mean it, you can get into power pose. What I call a power pose. This is good. Yeah. Here we go. I can have it. I deserve it. I can claim it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. It is mine. I have it. I deserve it. I claim it. That's our Rochelle Cookie right there.
My goodness. Send him off to school and look what happened. Good job, y'all. That was awesome. I feel good. Y'all ready to hear a little preaching? Because I'm ready to preach now. I'll tell you what. Some good stuff. That's some good stuff. We got it going on here. Savannah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. But you know what? Y'all need to tell somebody about this. I want to see this room full of people. Why haven't you went to your neighbor and said, y'all need to come to church with me? It seems like that crazy, they call me the white little Richard is doing what This is some kind of crazy church. I don't know what they got going on down there, but I like it. It feels good. And remember, our third principle is what? Thought plus feeling equals outcome. So we take this feeling that we have and we use it to fuel our powerful, positive thoughts and words and our writings, and we cannot help but manifest our perfect world according to God's divine law. Everybody can do it. Everybody is doing it all the time. You know, I was off for a week with Reverend Edwin Gaines, who's my teacher. She's my spiritual mom. I just love her so much, and I always come home with a nugget of truth. She said, the secret to prosperity. Don't you want to know what it is? The secret to prosperity. Let's see how long I can drag this out. Jesus told us what it was, and y'all know it already. You're using it all the time. You've probably heard this somewhere before. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door is open unto you. It's that simple. That's the first part. We're going to talk about the second part here in a little bit. But the first part, Jesus gave us in his famous Sermon on the Mount. I like to say message or talk or teaching. He said, ask and you will receive. He says this, everyone who asks receives. Not just a few people. Not just the special people. Not just the most spiritual people. Not the good-looking people. Not the rich people. Everybody who asks receives. Everybody. And everybody who searches will find. I mean, the question is, what are you looking for? Because you're going to get what you're looking for. Yes? Knock, and the door will be open. Everybody who knocks, the door will be open. What door are you knocking on? We have to get clear about what it is that we want to experience. This is the first step in manifestation, is learning exactly what it is that we want to experience, what we want to express. Because really we are already what we're looking for. And all we have to do is name it and claim it. Get out of the way of it. Allow it to happen. You know, all of those thoughts that say, I'm not good enough. See, I knew I would never amount to anything. Oh, I always mess this up. We got to let that go. Because you know what? That's not true. That's not true. It's believing that we're somehow separate from God. Or that God is somehow absent. Now, we teach our first principle that God is everywhere present all the time. And if that is so, how can there be an absence of God? So if I'm saying that I'm not worthy or deserving or good enough or whatever enough for God's goodness, all I'm saying is I believe that I'm apart or separate from God. I can never be a part or separate from God except in my own mind and heart. So I have to release everything that I'm carrying around that says I'm somehow unworthy or undeserving. That's why I like that song so much. I deserve it. I claim it. Let's say that together. I deserve it. I claim it. We have to name it and claim it. We have to see. We have to know what it is we want to experience. Josh, I'm going to tell them you. Y'all like our new lights?
Oh, yeah.
Turn down the house lights so we can see these.
Give a little prosperity.
Look at that. That's right. Talking about some lights up in here. So before I left, you can leave them like that, Freddie. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Running through the whole essence.
The whole essence.
Like we did the other night.
You want to see all of them? Go ahead, Josh. Give us a little show here.
We can just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, everybody say. Yeah. So, before I left on my trip, I went to Becky and Marguerite, and I said, we really need another row of lights up here, because if we're going to post the videos of our service to the New Thought channel, that's my vision, that we're on this New Thought television channel. You can get on the internet, sign up for $20 a year, the New Thought channel. Yes, really. Very easy. And you can watch all the New Thought shows and talks that you want to right on your phone. Yeah, but we got to be able to see the people that are at right? So I said to Marguerite and Becky, I want a row of lights that I can work independently. They all need to be on separate circuits, I said. And I want them to be like blue and purple. I wanted different colors. So I left. I stated, this is clearly what I want. I can see this. I can feel it. I can feel what it'd be like to be standing up here and have these different color lights, and we're doing the songs and they're different colors. Ooh, that'll be fun. I can't wait. And then I let it go. And I went on my trip. I released it. And I went to see Edwin, the prosperity teacher. Didn't even think about it. Now, while I was gone, Josh was doing his work, because he came over here and he was talking to Marguerite and Becky, and they told him what I saw, and he caught my vision. Yes? And then he went on the internet and figured out how to do it. Much less money than I thought we were going to have to spend on it, and it does more than I even imagined that it would do. And I came home and it was already done. Do you get this? That's how spiritual law operates in our lives. If we get really clear about what we want and then we let it go, leave the how to God. See, I thought I knew how, but God had a bigger vision, a bigger plan, another way of doing it that I hadn't even thought of before. I got out of the way long enough for habit. And then because we're all connected, we're all part of the one mind, divine ideas started to pop up and open. And now we have these beautiful lights. And Josh is also going to help us get our video set up so we can take advantage of the rest of the matching grant that we got from Unity Worldwide Ministries that is helping us pay for all this. Hello! Because I believe what we have going on down here is something that the world wants to hear about. It's what they call the law of attraction. Maybe you've heard of this before. You know, like attracts like. There are people that are attracted to the message that we're vibrating out every Sunday morning. And our vibration is attracting those people to us. It's like two magnets coming together. We're on the same frequency. We're on the same vibration. We're drawing each other together. You're here in this room this morning because your soul was ready for something that's being offered here this morning. And you don't know what it is. It might be a word of truth that Miss Evelyn spoke during her powerful meditation this morning, yes? It might be one of the songs, even a verse, a line in the song that Kyle and the band sang this morning. I might mess up and get out of the way for a minute, and Spirit might actually use me to say something this morning. You know, people come up to me after they talk, and they said, Reverend Dale, when you said blah, 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 that meant so much to me. And I just say thank you, and I think I didn't say that. But that's what you needed to hear, and the Holy Spirit said it to you here this morning somehow. This is the power of spiritual law at work. When we set our intention, it works for everybody, Jesus said. Everybody. So we ask. We get clear about what door we're knocking on. We get clear about what door we're knocking on. I can't knock on Rochelle's door and expect Linda to answer it. So are you knocking on the door of life and health? Or are you knocking on the door of sickness and poverty? Do you know anybody, you ever met anybody that you've known for a really long time, and 20 years ago they were telling you, I just don't know how I'm going to make ends meet this month. I hate my job. Those people that I work with, oh my God, you should just see what goes on down here. And I'm just having to work overtime just to pay the bills. I don't have any money left over at all. And then 20 years later, you see him again. You talk to him again. You're at your high school reunion. How you doing? I don't know how I'm going to meet these bills. And those kids I had are a worthless bunch. They won't do anything to help me out. Telling the same story over and over gets you the same results. If you want a different outcome, you've got to tell a different story. You've got to knock on a different door. Yes? You got to knock on the door of life if you want life. You got to knock on the door of love if you want love. You got to knock on the door of truth. There's enough lying going on in the world right now. Knock on that door of truth. Whoever knocks, it's open for you. And that's everybody. It doesn't matter what you think about yourself. God has a different idea about you, because you are an expression of that. I have come, Jesus said, to give you life abundantly. You know, we need to let go of this idea that Jesus was some kind of poor, suffering, sad person dragging around dusty, old clothes, dragging the sins of the world around behind him everywhere he goes. The centurions, on the day that Jesus died, gambled for his clothes. Are you going to gamble for a cloak that's dirty and full of holes? No. It tells us in the Bible that Jesus wore a seamless cloak. In those days, you could walk around with a piece of cloth, like a blanket, a cloak, a robe. Everybody wore one of these back in his day. And if it got a hole in it, you put a patch on it. If it got a rip in it, you sewed up the rip. So pretty soon everybody's going around looking like Dolly Parton. You know that song, Coat of Many Colors? You got this patchwork quilt thing going on. Jesus had a seamless cloak. Only rich people wore seamless cloaks. And it was such a valuable possession that the people who killed them gambled over it on the day he was dying. Jesus was a rich man. He had to hire somebody, Judas, to carry all the money around. And he was so confident that he gave the money to the thief in the bunch. That's prosperity consciousness right there. He demonstrated it, and then he told us, I want you to have life abundantly too. You know, we went to Marguerite's house last night, and she has a picture of Jesus framed, and he's laughing. Oh! I love that. That's the idea that I have in my mind of Jesus. Jesus was here. You know his first miracle? What was it? Wine. He turned wine into water. He was at a party. They ran out of something the drink. He said, I'll fix that, Mama. Give me just a minute. Jesus said, I've come to give you life in abundance. This is the way we're meant to live. We're meant to be happy. We're meant to be rich. And rich, wealth, prosperity, what does that mean? Now, Reverend Ed Wing tells us it's 4 things. It's having all the money that you can spend. Yes, hello, I'm on board with that. But it's also relationships that work all the time. It's having a job, doing work that we love so much that it's fun. I don't have to drag myself to it. I like coming here every day. Yes, this is fun. This is a calling. And health, perfect health, a body that will do the things that you're called to do, because you're called to do something. Tell somebody, you are called to do something. It's not so much figuring it out what it is, it's discovering it. What's under there? What wants to be released into the world? The divine imprisoned splendor that is within you. Splendor, glory, heaven, God, magnificence that wants to be expressed in the world as you. And that's everybody. Everybody. Everybody's included. Y'all have heard me talk about Bishop Carlton Pearson before, yes? Well, he has a movie on Netflix right now. It dropped on Friday. It's called Come Sunday. And it's this beautiful story of a man that's running a 5,000-person megachurch in Tulsa, one of the biggest churches in the country. And God, he says this, God spoke to him one day and told him that there wasn't a hell. And he needed to quit telling people about that. So the next Sunday, he got up in front of everybody without telling anybody what he was going to do in this evangelical church, 5,000 people, and said, you know, I had it wrong. Said, everybody is included. Jesus came to tell us everybody is saved already, and you don't have to do anything to earn it. You're okay, just like you are right now. So his mentor was Oral Roberts. He was being groomed to be the successor to the throne. And Oral took him aside and said, excuse me, what are you doing? You can't tell people that. That's not what we teach. That's not. So next Sunday, you need to recant. You need to get up there and let me help you. I'm going to give you some scriptures from the Bible that you can use, and you need to tell everybody you were wrong. Well, he couldn't, because he knew what he heard was the truth. So the next Sunday, he got up there and said, hey, you know, well, there's this verse, but wait, there's also this verse, and this verse, and this verse. Like, you get what you look for. You find what you're searching for, even in the Bible. Yes? Yeah. And so he told everybody, I'm sorry, but God told me this. This is what I believe. You're all saved. Everybody's going to heaven. Well, he lost his church. He lost his job. He lost his home. But now he's on Netflix. Hello. And he preaches what is called the gospel of inclusion. Say that with me. The gospel of inclusion. Everybody's included. Tell your neighbor, you're included. You're included in God's kingdom. Because the kingdom of heaven isn't something that we have to wait for. We can be in it right now. Do you feel like you're in heaven this morning? Yes, it's now. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, Jesus said. It's as close as your hand. It's as close as the thought that you think and the feeling that you hold in your heart. Thought plus feeling equals outcome. The third principle, the law of mind action. Now there's another piece to this. Ask, seek, and knock I put together. But the third piece, Jesus says in the book of Luke, forgive and you will be forgiven. Give and it will be given unto you. Give and it will be given to you. He says, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For the measure you give will be the measure that you get back. As you give, you receive. How simple is that? Have I heard that a million times? But how many times have I sat around and said, I'd sing the old Hank Williams song, I'm so lonesome I could cry. Nobody loves me. Go ahead, laugh, because you know you thought you've been there. Right? But in that moment, did I reach out to somebody else? One of the things that I learned last week, it was one of the ministers that I was with, he said the first thing he does when he logs on to his computer, before he answers any email or even looks at it, is he sends two out. To two people that he just comes to him in that moment and says, I love you, I appreciate you, just a little love note of gratitude. It starts his day that way. You know, it's a lot different than opening your computer and going, oh, Lord, what a pile of emails I have in here to go through. You know, he starts his day by giving what he wants to get. Give what you want to get. If you want to get love, you have to knock on the door of love by giving out love. If you want, how many times have you heard this? If you want to have a friend, what? Be a friend. Reach out to somebody. Call up that person you knew 20 years ago and say, how's it going? I love you. I appreciate you. Maybe that might be the one thing they need to kind of rise up a little bit. Whatever you give, you get back. And doesn't it feel good to give? Yes. You know, we got to be in this thing called congregations and service. Yesterday, some of us went out and did service work in the community. You can still do it today at 12:30. If you go down to Mikveh Israel Temple downtown at Gordon and Bull, 12:30, they'll feed you lunch and they'll send you out to do service projects in the community with other people of faith. So we had, yesterday, we had the Baha'is, we had the Methodists, we had the Muslims, we had the Jews, the Protestants, the Catholics, and everybody was coming together and having a good time and going out and giving in service to the community. So I got to give out cat food. Meals on Wheels does this thing. They figured out that if a person doesn't have money to buy their pet food, they'll give them their food. If Meals on Wheels brings them a meal, they'll give it to their cat instead of eating it themselves. So they figured out, well, we'll just give them cat food once a month. So I got to deliver a big box. They had them in paper bags and go knock on the door. And I learned to be patient. I'm coming! And then I give them this bag. One of them said, my cat was waiting on that. In fact, he was right there by me. I felt so good after that. I wasn't thinking thoughts about, this, that, and the other. I'm worried about this. I was thinking about these ladies I was bringing the food to, and how last year when I did this, I had to get out and dig in the garden. And this is a lot easier. And they were grateful. And they said things like, bless you, thank you. And by the time I got done, I wasn't thinking about bombs being dropped somewhere. You know, I have to be careful because I dwell on things that happen in the world, you know. I wasn't thinking about, you know, people sick. Bishop Pearson changed his mind about people going to hell when he saw all these little kids in Rwanda, you know, in the middle of all this mess going on. So I'm doing this work. I'm not ignoring what's going on in the world. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm not dwelling on it because I want to knock on the right door. I don't want to knock on the door of hate and bigotry and prejudice. I want to knock on this inclusive door where everybody is involved. So if you feel like you're missing something in your life, give something. If you feel poor, if you feel like you don't have enough money, go to the bank and get $10 in $1 bills and go hand it out downtown. And I guarantee you, you'll feel like a rich person when you get done. Yes? Yes. Some of y'all do that already. I know. And you know how it feels. So what we're doing is we're working that law of mind action. Jesus didn't call it that. We call it that. But it's that law that whatever I dwell on and I charge it with my feeling, I get to experience. So yesterday I'm driving around and I'm thinking really good and happy thoughts. And I got this good feeling going on with it. And then they fed me homemade barbecue. Like, yeah, all right. Thank you, God. I'll have another sandwich. Thank you. Yes. So we ask, we seek, and we give. We ask, we seek, we give. Seeking and knocking, I put together. We ask, we knock, and we give. And those are the 3 keys, the secrets that everybody knows to living a prosperous life. Now, I want to give you tools on how to put these laws into action. We talked about it a little bit today. So I'm going to preach on Reverend Ed Ween's book, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. And you can get the book in our bookstore. We have it available. Next week we're going to talk about tithing and forgiveness. And then the following week we're going to talk about goals and visioning. And these are her 4 tools that she teaches to experience all the money that you can spend, relationships that work all the time, a job that's so fun it's not like work, and a perfect, healthy, life-filled body. Doesn't it? And everybody wants that. Yes, everybody wants the same thing. And I also picked up some knowledge of technological knowledge last week. They introduced me to this program called Zoom. Anybody use that? That people are using to teach classes online. So we're going to do our first online workshop on Dr. Joseph Murphy's The Master Key to Wealth. The Master Key to Wealth. Come on now. Joseph Murphy, bingo. You can listen to his talk live on YouTube in advance if you want to, and he gives you 4 steps to having all the wealth that you ever need all the time from now on for the rest of your life. And I'm thinking, well, if that even works half the time, that's a pretty good deal. Let me give this a try. So I'm going to give what I want to get, because believe me, when I teach a class or give a workshop, I get more than any of y'all do. I learn. Come on. Kevin said I need to prepare for a Sunday sermon every week. Is that what he said? Yeah. Because it works you. It works you. So May 1st, Tuesday, May 1st at 6:30. I'm going to send out details this week in our newsletter that's going to tell you how you can sign up and log onto your computer at 6:30 Tuesday night, May the 1st, and take this class. So you guys will be my guinea pigs. You're going to see if this is going to work. And then if it works good, we're going to start offering online classes on a regular basis. So please help me do this, and also help me in our vision for the church. Yes? Yes. We have a wonderful thing going on here, and we don't need to keep it a secret. It's bigger than this little room. Yes? Right here. So I want you to pray with me. Keep yourself open. Use these principles. See our church prospering. Ask God in your prayer how you can help get our message out into the world. I'm not going to be shy about this anymore. It's time to be bold. We can't wait. What are we waiting on? We're the people that we've been waiting on. Yes? Have you heard that before? Well, it's true. We are. If not me, then who? If not you, then who? Tell somebody. If not you, then who? And what it's going to take is for us to move past these old ideas that I don't have anything to offer in the world. Yes?
Yes.
Yes? I mean, Oprah is Oprah because she's Oprah. Hello? She's like Oprah full out. Have you seen that new movie, A Wrinkle in Time, that she's in? She called up the producer and said, I'll be in it, but I have to be the biggest person. If you see it, you'll see. She's like really big. Yeah. But Evelyn is Evelyn because she's Evelyn. Linda is Linda because she's Linda. Don't let small thinking and old worn-out feelings hold you back from being the best version of yourself that you can be, because the world needs you to be that. Like, who said, don't try to figure out what the world needs. Figure out what brings you joy and life, and go do that, because that's what the world needs. Yes, the world needs you living full out. And you're the only one that can do that, and you're the only one that's stopping you from doing that. So the secret to prosperity is just to be yourself, to ask, to knock, and to give. So let's take that in prayer. Take a breath. Thank you. Thank you. Thank God for this teaching. Thank God for Jesus Christ, who showed us the way to live an abundant life and to be a source of goodness, a channel for divine love in the world. We're grateful for our spiritual community, for this time together, for this beautiful sanctuary, for our wonderful band, for all the people that work so hard in all the different ways, the ushers, the sound techs, the staff, hospitality, the guild, everybody that works together with one heart and one mind. The children's program, the licensed teachers, the speakers, everybody, the teachers. We're all important. We're all loved, and we're all loved. And so I honor the Spirit of Christ within each and every one of us this morning. I give thanks for the time that we've had together. And as we go from this place today, we do with a full heart and a full mind, open mind. I am that, and I am grateful. And so it is. Amen. Amen.